Hi there. I have quite a few Stanley products and realized I should probably post a review because I'm a big fan of their products, and some of them I don't believe there are very many products out or very many product reviews out there. So starting off, this is a Stanley Venture 16 quart cooler. I've had this for just under a year now. Bought it to use as a lunch pail, so it's going to work with me every day. I originally bought it because of these straps. I like the idea that I could put, maybe a hot food jar on top, keep cold food in, and not have the two warm each other up and cool each other down. Realize the stuff actually works good enough. I can just throw my food jars in here with the ice pack still keeping things cold, and my food isn't getting warmed up or cooled down. So this is kind of a difficult thing to open. It takes two hands to pull down. It's because of this seal, which works very well. If it's too much of a pain and you're willing to lose some insulation value, it can be removed and then it very easily opens again. The internal dimensions of this are about 12 3/4 by 9 by 7.5. I have a pretty bad schedule with work, so I end up eating most of my meals right before or during work and sleep all day. Then one common complaint about this is when the cooler has something heavy, like say a full thermos up top, and there's not that much in it, it's pretty easy to flip over when you're walking, which is quite a pain. There is this little two nubs here that'll sort of lock it into position, but it doesn't do a great job. Would be nice if it did with some kind of push button lock, if some people would like that. I personally would. This does a really good job at keeping food cold. When I get home, I'll take an ice pack. I use one about this size. I'll take it out and put a freshly frozen one out of the freezer in. And then when I leave for work, I'll replace that so the cooler's always staying cold. And one common complaint too is that long neck beer bottles won't fit in here. That is true, but the stubby beer bottles will just barely fit in here. And I also have this water cooler. It holds 1 gallon. Got this push button thing. Doesn't come with a shoulder strap. I just threw one on to make it easier to carry into work. This has got some pretty thick insulation to it. It's about 1.25 inches. Personally, it's lost on me. I really don't care much for drinking ice water. I'm completely satisfied with lukewarm water. I just wanted something that was a little heavier duty than what I've busted up in the past, and I like the idea that even with dirty hands, I could operate this without getting my dirty hands near where the water's coming out. This is actually my 4th one. I've had the other 3 I returned because they leaked somewheres at the gasket surface. And sometimes it would leak a lot, and sometimes it wouldn't, which for a nearly $40 water jug that isn't waterproof, I was kind of disappointed. Well, I was very disappointed, I'd say. But I returned it the first time to the Amazon vendor that I bought it from, and the second and third time I contacted Stanley directly with their warranty. It was actually very easy to work with, fill out a simple email form. They got a response with me back in 1 to 2 days, and then sent out a replacement jug. So I guess the only reason I can say anything good about it is because this does not leak where the other ones did. If I still didn't have a quality water jug, I really couldn't say anything good about it, but I will say their warranty is pretty solid. I'm not the least bit disappointed. And got these 2 thermoses. There's not much to say. They keep hot things hot, and I don't really worry about keeping cold things cold in them. I will make a point of throwing some boiling water in to warm up the thermoses beforehand. A lot of people call it priming the thermos. If you're pouring something that's maybe 180 degrees into a 65 or so degree thermos, there's going to be an instant cooling down effect to whatever you put in there. So doing that, just make sure your hot drink is going into an already hot container. But other than that, these come with, you always have a cup with your thermos also. And then for mugs, I have this, they call it their one-handed travel mug, I believe. Then just a simple vacuum pipe cup. This is not a good travel mug. That's what I use it for anyways, though, and do occasionally spill a little bit of coffee. I'm pretty impressed with the fact you can have an outside of this cup be maybe 40 or 50 degrees, feel really cold, and you still got piping hot coffee inside it. And then this has this little button here, which will open up the drinking hole there. This is more like a thermos that's easy to drink out of. They make it in 12, 16, and 20 ounce. This is a 16 and they rate it for 7 hours. I've never bothered to test that out, but if the coffee's too hot to drink when it goes into here, it's probably going to be too hot to drink for quite a while. If you put coffee in it with the idea that you're going to drink it soon, you might want to cool it down. But I've never seen a travel mug work that well. And I also got a couple of food jars. I'm a sucker for the hammer tone green color over the stainless steel. I've got I think this is a 12 ounce one. Roughly 12 ounces anyways. 27 and 17 ounce. This is 24 actually. 24 ounce and 17 ounce. The bigger the volume, the better of a heat retention rating they get. I know a few weeks ago I took this full of chili and I had it just sitting in my lunch pail right up against the ice pack. Opened it up 9 hours later. Still steaming hot, which to me makes it definitely well worth the money. And this is not rated near as well. Once you put hot stuff in it, you can already feel the heat seeping out of it. But it's rated for 5 hours, and it definitely does the job for 5 hours. You just can't expect 12 hours out of something that small. And then, lastly, I've got these containers that Stanley put out. They're nesting containers. I like them. If you end up with a bunch of them if I end up with a bunch of them in my lunch pail as I'm emptying them out, these will all fit right inside of each other, which ends up, I'm not going to put them all in, but you get the idea. So you take these 4 down to something the size of this. They seal pretty well. I don't know if I would put soup in them and throw them in a backpack, and I don't know if I trust them that much, but I'm happy with them. I put them in my lunch pail. My lunch pail stays upright. I have no leak worries with it. Unfortunately, Stanley doesn't make them anymore. It seems to have discontinued them, and any vendor who still has them available is selling them for obscene prices right now. So that's about all I gotta say with my Stanley products. I'm pretty happy with them. If I have a need for anything else in the future, I'd definitely be willing to go to them. I'm really happy that they have a pretty much pain-free warranty. They didn't even ask me to ship my previous water jugs back to them. They just asked me to put a few X's on them to designate that there's something that's trash and to throw them out. So that's about as painless as you can get for a warranty. All right, that's all.